he who understands history knows how to find continuity between that which was, that which is, and that which will be. Corbusier. I understand history, you do too. And that is what brings all of us here today to share these moments, created by a common history that we are all a part of, the history of Welham Boys School. Our chief guest, Gulzar Saab, our chairman, Mr. Darshan Singh, honorable members of the Board of Governors, esteemed guests, parents, grandparents and families, our dear old boys, valued staff, and above all, my boys, a very warm good evening and a very warm welcome to you all to the 82nd Founders Day celebrations of this, our school. Each Founders Day is a reminder of that one remarkable lady, Miss Oliphant, whose determined vision saw the first word of the first chapter of this book being written. That was 82 years ago. Then days passed into years, years into decades, and today we continue with our march to reach the century mark. The history of Welham Boys is celebrated year on year in this way, and we are all contributors to this grand story of unquestionable success. Each of us is adding to the chapters and is hereby a contributor to the glorious history of this, our school. At every Founders, it is only befitting to salute her for what she has gifted to you and to me. And it's time to renew our pledge to ensure that every tomorrow of the future that is coming up is better than every yesterday of its bygone history. We are aware of what the school has stood for down the ages. We are also acutely aware of where the school is positioned today. And this awareness gives us a lucid clairvoyance of its future. The Welham March is therefore indefatigable ad infinitum. To become an inseparable part of the recorded history of the school, we have with us today Gulzar Saab as our chief guest. It is no mean task to introduce a person of this stature, but I will make a brave effort. Gulzar Saab, as he is reverently and fondly addressed, is a multi-talented icon whose poetry echoes across time and his songs are etched in our hearts. It is indeed an honor to introduce Sir. Sir is an Oscar-winning Indian film director, lyricist and poet. Awarded the Sahitya Academy Award and the Dada Saheb Phalke Award, the highest award in Indian cinema, Sir is a recipient of the Padma Bhushan in 2004. These are monumental achievements, and it is indeed a blessing for us to have you amidst us, Sir. Sir hails from Dina and Chelem district in the erstwhile British India, present-day Pakistan. Sir and his family were one of the many who suffered and endured the trauma of partition. He has waded many challenges and carved a niche for himself through sheer determination and hard work. Making a modest beginning as an assistant to Bimal Roy, Rishikesh Mukherjee and Hemant Kumar, he wrote his first song, Mora Gora Anglele. We enjoyed this song last evening. He donned the mantle of a filmmaker in 1971 with Mere Apne. He went on to direct many more movies such as Andhi, Mausam, Angur, to name a few of his famous and well-acclaimed works. The well-known actors Sanjeev Kumar, Vinod Khanna, Hema Malini, I can go on, had some of their best and most introspective work with Gulzar Saab. He wrote the famous song Jai Ho for the film Slumdog Millionaire. This song won the prestigious Academy Awards. His famous television serial, Mirza Ghalib, displayed his finesse as a writer and director through a superb depiction of the life of the legendary poet. These facts are more than well known to all of us, but I'm talking about them for the sheer pleasure and privilege of talking about them in your presence, sir. What is my favorite as a principle is a song that we sing in our prayer, Itni Shakti Hame Dena Dada. My boys know how much we all connect to this song, which is a prayer song for us. Sir, your presence today will forever add an unparalleled personal connect for all my boys, my staff, and me whenever we will sing this prayer in this auditorium, in this activity center. Gulzar Saab's humbleness, Gulzar Saab's humbleness and humility through all these achievements are not only highly praiseworthy, but also very, very inspiring. So what a blessing it is to have you join us in our celebrations. We are humbled and grateful to you. Thank you, sir. You have indeed made the history of Welham Boys much richer. Talking about history, I'm tempted to share a leaf from my personal history of what started my beautiful journey called Welham. I still remember with vivid clarity the thoughts in my mind as I was offered the position of Principal Welham Boys. And so I share with you on how it all happened. I was sitting in my office in my previous school when I received a call from a headhunter. And he said, "Mrs. Binder, I have something very exciting for you." And I said, "What is it?" And he said, "It's a school in Dehradun, a boys' boarding school." And I lost it at him. I said, "You headhunters, you must have been given a mandate by the school to field X number of candidates. You're not finding your numbers, you're using me as a filler." And I banged down the phone. He called up again in the evening and said, "Mrs. Binder, hear us out. The chairman wishes to look at women candidates also." And I said, "Let me just go and see what it is all about." There were reservations, several reservations. I was very happy with where I was. I respected my management, and my management respected me. I was doing well, and I was asking myself, do you think it's necessary to rock the boat? All is going well? But I don't know what drove me to go for the interview. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, I went for the interview for the sake of going for the interview. And then it all changed. For me, it was also the issue of a woman taking over to lead a boys' boarding school. I was all set to take up the challenge with immense pride and gratitude because of one man, about whom I said to my family when I went back home, and I said, and I'm quoting what I said, "I cannot miss this opportunity to work with someone like Mr. Darshan Singh. I will have so much to learn." And learn I did, and learned I have. Thank you, sir. And I'm saying it for records forever, that I'm here today only and only after my interaction with you in that interview. Life member of the Aeronautical Society of India, sir, as the history of the school shares, is an old boy of the school as well as the former president of WARPS. He is a man whose benefaction through the years gone by has been nothing short of exemplary. Our rightful captain, he stands tall and upright, literally as well as metaphorically, in his convictions, experience, knowledge, wisdom, power of discernment, and generosity. He has been carrying forward the historical legacy of his school with enviable suavity and panache, and yet not with these alone. We are indeed blessed to have him at the helm of Welham Affairs. Thank you, sir, for your faith in me. Thank you, sir, for being who you are. Thank you, sir, for always being there for the school and for me, for that which was, for that which is, and for that which will be. The history of Welham Boys has records of invaluable contribution of its management body down the 82 years of its existence, and I have the pleasure of introducing to you today's Board of Management. I will begin with Lieutenant General P.C. Bhardwaj, PVSM, AVSM, VSM. Sir's personal history is very inspirational, to say in the least. He has been an underwater diver and paratrooper, a former Vice Chief of the Indian Army. Sir is a highly decorated soldier, one of the rare officers who has 2 gallantry awards to his credit. Sir impresses one and all with his congenial nature and nerves of steel. Mr. Ramesh Kohli, an equity investor, has booked his place in the hearts of Welhamites by imbuing the school with a much required environmental consciousness. Mr. Nikhil Kripalani needs no introduction because of his near regular presence on the school campus. It seems he never really left, and Welham Boys loves him for this. A very sought-after ex-Welhamite who is a former president of WARBS, Nikhil created history by initiating the WARBS 90 Foundation and setting up the school's endowment fund. Another former president of Welham Boys societies, Mr. Prashant Kochar, a CA by profession. His financial acumen has helped the school on several occasions. With negotiation skills par excellence, Prashant brings to the table unparalleled savings, and I repeat what I said yesterday, enough savings to take on yet another project. Mrs. Padmini Sambasivam, my counterpart at Welham Girls, is an expert in curriculum design and transaction. We are not only bound by the history of our founders and the names of our schools, but much more. Her positivity, vibrance, and ever-caring advice at all times is indeed heartwarming. Mr. Saurabh Banerjee is a parent representative on the Board of Governance of the school. Former co-CEO of the NDTV Group, he is now a venture partner, Kalari Capital, and alumnus of the Harvard Business School. Mr. Banerjee has over 20 years of experience in media and entertainment and financial consultancy. Founding principal Sri Ram School, Gurgaon, Mrs. Aprajit set up an international school in Dubai, post which she worked as an advisor to the Sindhya School and also served as head of education in the Aga Khan Education Service. Mr. R.P. Devman, an educationist with numerous years of experience, has been associated with many leading boarding and day schools of the country. Former principal of both YPS Patiala as well as Mohali, he has also set up schools overseas. I thank each one of you, ma'ams and sirs, for enriching our board with your presence. We have received regrets from Mr. Nasir Manji, Mr. Salman Khurshid, Mr. Ajay Jadeja, Mr. Uday Walia, Dr. B.K. Joshi, and I just learned that Mr. I.K. Pandey won't make it. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank DGP Law and Order Mr. Ashok Kumar for being our chief guest at the Inter-School Athletics Meet held yesterday. I thank Gulzar Saab for inaugurating the exhibitions today and spending the entire morning with us, attending the Old Boys Assembly and the Silver Jubilee Batch Lunch. I thank Mrs. Kandhari, wife of the legendary principal of Welham Boys, late Mr. Kandhari, for her generous donation of 50,000 to the school. It has now actually become an annual donation. I have been using the word legendary for Mr. Kandhari in all my references about him, for he is a legend in the history of this, our school. I stand here today grateful to all my predecessors for their contribution to Welham that we all love and respect, for that which was, for that which is, and that which will be. Our footprints in the sands of time are made indelible with our existence and is qualified by what we have done, what we have valued, who we have valued, and why we have chosen the path that we chose. No amount of praise will be enough for our old boys. They are old because they are no longer direct students of the school, and boys they forever will be, don't we know? They are the baton holders of yesterday, inspiring our students today, who will take forward this blazing torch tomorrow. I heartily welcome and thank each bold boy for his love for his alma mater. The center stage this year is on the batch of 94. Thank you, Shad, and your batch of 94. In celebration of your Silver Jubilee, you gave each one of us an unmatched memorable evening, adding a unique sparkle to the pages of Welham history. Dear old boys, you are the continuity, that which was, that which is, and that which will be. And now to those areas which have given Welham Boys a credible and enviable birth in the history of the world of education in the country. I choose to dwell upon the achievements, only some of them, of the school in the year that is rapidly coming to a close. Ladies and gentlemen, when your ward achieves something, your heart glows with pride. Imagine how my heart glows and bursts at the seams with pride when almost 600 plus boys achieve something or the other. No written word can adequately express this feeling. Hence, despite the principal's report, I will personally recount some, and actually very few, of what my boys have achieved. I must mention here that Devansh Goyal, a student of grade 11, consciously worked in compiling and helping us in putting the principal's report together. Thank you, Devyansh. Keeping academics at the head of the table remains unchanged, and the following results will endorse my claim. This year, of the 58 students who appeared for the Class 12 board exams, 29 scored above 90%. That's exactly 50%. The school toppers this year at the Class 12 board examination were Divyansh Agarwal with 98.6, Mukund Ketia with 98.2, Prateek Tibrewal with 98. It is with great pride that I share with you that Prateek Tibrewal topped the IITG mains examination in the Uttarakhand region. So who says boarding schools don't prepare you for competitive exams? We had an unprecedented number of students scoring a cent in different subjects. Students who scored 100 on 100 in Class 12, painting, Megha Parmar, Mukund Ketia, Arsh Benewal, accounts, Chaitanya Motani, economics, Yashwardhan Pandey, Divyansh Agarwal, English, Suyash Dev Gupta, geography, Divyansh Agarwal, Arsh Benewal, history, Mukund Ketia, physical education, Siddhant Singh, Suryavanshi, Prateek Tibrewal, Hindustani vocal music, Ritam Rakshan, mathematics, Ayush Gupta and Prateek Tibrewal. Ladies and gentlemen, all of them scored 100 on 100 in the Class 12 board exams. Of the 87 students who appeared for the Class 10 board exams, 34 scored above 90%. The school toppers this year at the Class 10 board exams were Harsh Vikram Singh and Ishan Kapoor with 96.2, followed by Vedant Agarwal 96%, Pranjal Sinha with 95.8, and Sanadhi Agarwal with 95.6. Boys who scored 100 on 100 in Class 10, English, Sanshray Morawat, Social Science, Krish Goyal, Science, Krish Jaiswal, Music, Harkirat Singh Anand. Sports and Welham Boys are inseparable. We won the IPSC Marching Trophy yet again for the 8th time in a row, coincidentally with my 8th year in the school. Winning either the individual or team championships in various IPSC and other inter-school and district sports only goes to show our strong hold in the sports world. The school basketball team won the All India Golden Jubilee Basketball Tournament. We were the runners-up at the first invitational cricket tournament hosted at the Pine Grove School. Zaid Ahmed bagged 3 gold and 1 bronze medal at the IPSC Swimming Championship held at the Rajkumar College. Having won 2 gold, 4 silver and 2 bronze medals, the school's athletics team was the second runners-up at the 56th All India Athletics team. We lifted the trophy last year. This year we were runners-up because we were not able to field a full team. Some of our boys were ill, some of them were down with dengue. One of them actually reported there and then got dengue in Patiala. So we didn't have a full team, which is why I think it explains why we were not able to lift the trophy. Individual medals at district, state, IPSC national championships, a total of 101 medals, 55 gold, 27 silver and 19 bronze. Team championships, 17 championship trophies, 5 runners-up and 13 second runners-up. And of course, 57 students participated in various sports at the national level. Ladies and gentlemen, Devraj Singhania, 400 meters hurdles and 100 meters hurdles, Arya Mitra, shot put, and the 4x400 meters team comprising Jatin Dhaiya, Vatsal Goyal, Devraj Singhania and Zaid Ahmed broke the existing records of the All India IPSC athletics meet. Unnati Tripathi represented the country at the 26th Asian Junior Individual Squash Championship held at Macau and stood 6th overall. NCC Flight Cadet Vyom Sachan, a class 9 student, has been selected from Uttarakhand. They select 1 student per state. Has been selected from Uttarakhand to participate in the Republic Day camp this year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. He has also been shortlisted for the Best Cadet Award. We continue with our effort to present our boys with the opportunity of listening to the best in the business, because we believe in the words of Stephen Spender, history is theirs, whose language is the sun. The military history seminar, the brainchild of our chairman, Mr. Darshan Singh, had already made its mark this year. Dignitaries like Air Marshal K.C. Nanda Karyappa, AVSM, VM retired, Air Marshal Anil Yashwant Tipnis, AVSM, VM retired, and more than 20 generals, real-life heroes, contributed to successfully weave an enriching experience for our students and all the members of the 29 participating schools. The military history seminar this year has surpassed its achievements and expectations. The school participated in 10 national and 3 international MUNs. Besides participating in the Oxford MUN to get exposure at the global platform, the students also gained experience at the high school MUN held at Muscat. This year, the students brought back home 3 Best Delegation and 1 Outstanding Delegation trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 5th time, you have to hear this is the 5th time in a row that our students have lifted the Best Delegation trophy at the Doon School MUN. At the annual Mother Isabel Memorial Inter-School Debates, hosted by the Convent of Jesus St. Mary, our debating team won the trophy. Initiatives taken by the school, like I said, they're all in the principal's report. I'm only talking about very few of them. Recognizing the paramount importance of fitness, folk fitness curriculum has been introduced. It's just been introduced. We saw the presentation at the sports day, at the athletic meet. It has to consolidate, and I'm sure it will. Public speaking has been initiated in the morning, where we just call one boy randomly to come and speak on any topic of his choice, thanks to the idea from our chairman. Tablets have been introduced in class 9 to streamline and propel the teaching learning process. A staff audit was done by an external agency. Britannica has been introduced as an e-resource for students and teachers at the LRC. Archery has been introduced as a sport. Portraits of different birds have been installed at various places in the schools. Harmonica, the mouth organ, and violin have been added to the existing array of musical instruments in the school's orchestra. And of course, the new academic block. It's coming up. I'm hopeful that we will be able to inaugurate it by April 2020, hopefully. We should be able to, and it'll retain the old world charm. We are not going to the open spaces, and yet it will be state-of-the-art in terms of its facilities and learning spaces. I must express my deep appreciation to the prefectorial body led by the school captain, Chirag Bansal. From the day of their inception, they have reassured that our choice and reaffirmed our belief of what a true Welhamite is all about. The strength of their character has stood many challenges. For a legacy boarding school like ours, the prefectorial body holds the responsibility of continuity. And then there is a huge challenge, the challenge of change. It is not easy to unshackle legacies and mindsets, and this team has attempted courageously at many levels to dissuade themselves from falling prey to these. They have learned lifetime lesson from some mistakes that they have made. They have learned that legacies and traditions are to be followed with rational thought, and I'm using this language straight from my prefect. They have learned, and I hope have succeeded in helping their juniors learn, that legacies and traditions can only be those that we can take pride in. Thank you, my dear prefectorial body. They have inspired many student-driven initiatives this year, and like any proud coach, I expect to see all of them passing on the baton of good work and true spirit to their successors. Life around students has always been rewarding for me for many reasons. They allowed me to find pockets of happiness in those little telltale stories they would like to share without apprehensions of the world they are surrounded by. An affection which has grown over time and become organic to the environment, and has been a renewable source to fuel my passion and drive to contribute in all possible ways. I have been able to work on this beautiful canvas called Welham because in the background, parents have been blending in as a great support to the colors with which I have chosen to enliven the lives of these students. Parents have resonated with the progressive thoughts of the school, abided by the expectations of the school, and forged partnerships in all ways to energize the efforts to make our school a happy school. Thank you, dear parents. Ladies and gentlemen, this space called Welham Boys was created with an endeavor to serve. It gave and continues to give an opportunity to all of us to contribute to the school's vision. To establish a learning space or a community is an effort to touch the unimaginable future. It is in this vision that we have found continuity and added meaning to our existence, and I speak here on behalf of the entire staff of Welham Boys, current and past, and thank them for their role and abiding presence in the lives of our boys, current and past. It has been a blessing to get an opportunity to be a part of that vision and contribute in all respects. Thank you, my dear colleagues. Everyone who has passed through the gates of this gigantic institution will leave behind a little of themselves and will take only fondest memories. Remain reminded of the nursery rhyme, Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. Many, many, many more than 3 bags full. Full of fond reminiscences is what each one who passes through the gates of this school, parents, staff, principals, board members, anyone, and keep the flag high, giving continuity to that which was, that which is, and that which will be. Ladies and gentlemen, that which was would never have been. That which is not possible. And that which will never be without the blessings of the Almighty. The history of the school is an evidence of the fact that our school assembly is the most sacrosanct part of our day. A firm believer in God myself, it has been my constant endeavor to bind all of us through any belief of the higher form, their inner conscious, their divine light, their divine supreme, anyone that we as human beings should be accountable to. Our prayer book is a powerhouse, and it has allowed each one of us to recalibrate ourselves several times to the responsibilities that we hold for the future. A future so bright that each boy walking out of the portals of these hallowed gates of Welham will have a heart reverberating with the words, "When I'm done, I will return with pride." I have inherited my responsibilities in this school from my very able predecessors. I work to be an equally able predecessor to the one who will follow me invariably at some point of time. But I yearn to see all my dreams for this great school fulfilled, so I may contentedly say one day, together we made history. The future path is charted well towards a bright future. The speculations amidst all adulations is something which one always has to walk along. The 21st century has opened up new dimensions which impinge on our realities and expect more out of us. It is to handle this that I constantly advise my boys to stretch themselves and to be resilient. As we inherited a bag full of treasures from our elders of the Welham family, we must empower our students and those who lead with the thoughts and resources to enjoy the next lap. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he who understands history knows how to find continuity between that which was, that which is, and that which will be. I do, I really do. The history of Welham Boys School, of this, our school, and on the basis of historical evidence, I can safely estimate what it will be in the days to come. It has grown from strength to strength, from that which was to that which is, and will grow from strength to strength, from that which is to that which will be. And to my boys, to you, my boys, I have these few lines from Betty Midler. It goes, "It must have been cold there in my shadow. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. Did you ever know, my boys, that you are my hero? For I could fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know that I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? Fly, fly, fly high against the sky. So high, I almost touched the sky. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for you, my boys. For you are the wind beneath my wings. Thank you. God bless us all.